All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin. I'm also going to cover some altcoins requested. So I made a video a couple hours ago, and a couple hours ago when I was making the video, we were at that pitchfork midline here, and we were talking about getting above. Let me delete this for a second. We were talking about getting above this pitchfork midline, and now you can see we have gotten above it, and we're coming in for the back test of it right now. Let's go on the 5-minute time frame. You can see we got above that pitchfork midline and the local golden pocket. Back tested the midline here, but front ran it. Now we're coming down to actually back test that midline. If this back test can hold, I do think we can pump up to our resistances above. And those resistances are our swing failure pattern into our golden pocket. Remember, we have those Model 2 liquidity. Let's actually, not Model 2, Model 3 liquidity. So if we go to our Model 3 heat map here, we do have that liquidity that is resting right above today's highs here. And that liquidity up there is the, as far as like the last 48 hours, that's the highest liquidity is above that area into this box of resistance from 96,700 to 96,900. And that's also our golden pocket pull. If we zoom out here, let's go on to the hourly chart. It's our golden pocket pull from the highs of the range up here at like 98.8, 98.9 really, down to our lows that we made today. You can see our golden pocket is coming in right around that area. And then if we break that to the upside, we do have, this is a stronger resistance in my opinion. This is our point of control of our 17-day range, our point of control of our much larger range since November 11th, and our 786 is up here. So let's go ahead and let me pull these a little bit more out for time factors. Okay, now in earlier today's video, I didn't go over new daily naked points of control, so I'll do that. But first, I want to cover this. We are getting above this pitchfork midline here. Zoom in back onto the 5-minute. You can see we're back testing it as we speak. So if we can hold this pitchfork midline, we can come up to those areas. We are kind of in this ascending channel that I don't like too much here. If I do this and we bring it to here, you can see we're in this ascending channel here. Midline bounce here, midline bounce here, midline bounce here. Kind of rejected us in this area, and same thing in this area. Now we're dropping. If we start to close hourly candles below this pitchfork midline, I do think we can see a dump. And guys, unfortunately, if we do start to see another dump to the downside, I mean, it's really looking like we're going to go down to our bigger value area low at the bottom of the pitchfork band, and that's like 92.7 to 92.5 area. The value area low on Bybit is 92.7. The value area low on Coinbase is 92.5, which would actually align a little bit better with the bottom of this band. You can see 92.5 is about this area here. So I am looking at that if we do not hold this midline. But right now we're in the process of backtesting it as we speak, and we're just going to watch this, see how this plays out. I am going to go to bed in just an hour or two, so I'll probably miss what's going to happen here, but my long is protected. I've already taken 50% profit on it, and I'll let the rest ride. I did talk about compounding the long if we hold this here, but I'm not comfortable compounding it right before going to bed, so I'm not going to do that right now. And I don't like this, what I'm seeing here in this ascending channel. So I'm not going to compound it, because if we look now, let's go back onto Coinbase where the volume is more respected, or I'd say it's a better volume. You can see that our volume now, ever since this ascending channel here, this 5-minute ascending channel, volume is decreasing here, which tells me that this ascending channel is like a corrective type price action to the upside, and that we might break down. We might break this channel down. If we do come a little bit lower, our value area low on Coinbase is about 95,340. I'm going to say 95,340. So there is a possibility, because the value area low is just as important as that pitchfork midline. There is a possibility that we can break down to the, it would also be at the bottom of our local 5-minute channel to back test the value area low, and then make another move up. Now, I know that would be wicking a little bit past our red pitchfork midline, but it's acceptable. As long as we're not starting to close like hourly or 4-hourly candles below the red pitchfork midline, I think we're okay. But that's about it for Bitcoin. I mean, locally, so we do have two, wrong thing. We do have two levels of liquidity to be watching. Of course, we have on our Model 3 heat map, we have our liquidity into our golden pocket, and it's also the point of control of Bybit's range, of Bybit's 17-day range. It is not the point of control of Coinbase's, but let's go ahead and let's look at this. Let's click on this. Let me pull this all the way to new price action now. And then we're going to go, let's do our 2-hour chart. And we're going to go from the last highs that we made on the 2-hour chart here at 98,840 down to our today's lows. And you can see the golden pocket. Well, if I zoom in, let's see, 15-minute chart. So at least when I'm on the 15-minute chart, the golden pocket is aligning with that point of control at 96.9. And then we also have this SFP of today's highs there. So the SFP into the golden pocket is the first level I'm watching. The second level I'm watching, second resistance that I'm watching is going to be the 786 pitchfork band, the upper pitchfork band, but it's also the Coinbase point of control. It is the Coinbase 17-day range point of control, Coinbase big range point of control, and yes, of course, our 786 is still there on Coinbase as well. So liquidity up in this area, and then our Model 2 liquidity is down below the lows still. And that would make sense if we came down and took out the lows, went a little bit lower to about that 92.7 to 92.5. That is into our value area low, which let me go back on the Bybit's chart because I just have it. Let's now go on to the 2-hour chart. You can see that value area low here into the bottom of the band. So we're looking really at the upper band is a resistance and the lower band is a resistance right now locally. But we do have one local resistance before that, which is this SFP into this golden pocket. Okay, that is it for Bitcoin. Now I'm going to go into AKT. AKT USDT. Was it AKT? It was ACT. I'm sorry. Was this it? Give me just a second, guys. I got to look up what he was asking for. One of my buddies in the AKT. So AKT, okay. I thought that I did it on AKT. Is this it? Okay, this one has a lot more price history. AKT. Let me try this. AKT USDT. All right, I think this is the coin that he's looking at, and I'm going to use the KuCoin chart because it does have the most price history here. I was looking at a chart earlier. Okay, right away I can see we have this kind of descending channel. On the weekly chart, we go from this high to this high down to these lows here. Yeah, midline's being respected really well on the weekly chart. And then let's go ahead and map out our, well, this is a weekly that we're kind of trying to find support at right now. Ooh, okay, we have, and you know what? I forgot to check Bitcoin's naked daily point of control. Let's map this one out. Weekly. All right, and then we're going to do our Fibonacci pull from the pretty much the bear market lows all the way up to the highs here. Let me make sure I got that. Here, we're going to set our fibs to log scale because obviously that's more than 100%. Okay. Got this here. I hope I'm charting the right coin because I was looking at it earlier today and I don't see my TA. Let me check something real quick. AKTUSD. All right, we just go back to KuCoin. All right, and so there are our weekly resistances and our weekly support that I'm looking at. Also, we do have this weekly level down here that we do need to mark out. We'll just put that on the chart for now. We might remove that. Let's go to our daily levels. We're kind of in this bigger daily descending channel as well. Wow. Okay, so right away I see we have a bigger weekly descending channel in pink and then a smaller daily descending channel in blue. And you can see right here at the bottom, they both align. So at like 132, 130, yeah, pretty much 132 to 131. That is going to be a support level I would be watching. Now that should take, a couple days. Let's see here. March 2nd, maybe a week and a half to get to or so. Let's go now. We already hit into this daily, which was a key daily. You can see this daily here, this last daily level before this big push up. Let me mark that out, and I will show you how we just hit into it. It's not blue. Usually I keep my dailies blue, but look at where we bounced on that crash. Hit into it. Perfect. So that was on that flash crash. So we've already tapped that daily, so let's get rid of that. As far as to the upside goes, we have a couple nice ones here. I would mark out this one here, a daily up here, and then, gosh, there's a couple of them, but this one's our last daily in this smaller range that we're looking at. There's some more too, like this daily up here near the second pivot of the channel is really important. Let's mark it out for a second, and then we'll look and see if there's any confluence. If there is, we will leave it on. If there's not, we'll take it off for now because it's kind of far away. Okay, now let me do a measurement here of these daily highs to this low, 68%. Okay, I think, let's check this out. Ooh. Okay, we do have some confluence at that daily. Our 786 is at that daily up there. And then our golden pocket, we do have this liquidity at our golden pocket. I do like this right away. Okay, cool. Let me try something real quick to see how much this changes it. Yeah, that's not a 60.8% retrace, though. You can see from the lows to up in this golden pocket, that's way more than 60% of this move. So that's why we're using the log scale. Have to. Okay, 786 daily up here. But first, actually, I know this chart looks real messy right now. We are going to clean it up. But right now, I'm just throwing all the stuff on the chart. We're going to find confluences, and then we will change it. So as far as Wow, there's a lot of naked weekly points of control here, but this one is very nice because we have a liquidity grab into it. So that's a naked weekly point of control. You can see that liquidity right up here before this mega crash. So that's a very, at 276.38, that's an important naked weekly point of control. We have this one. This one. And then let's turn on the dailies. Ooh, gosh, look at this mess, man. This thing is just... Okay, I'm going to mark out this one down here because it is near our daily level. This one's the one we're in today, so we're not going to focus on that. And let's see here. I mean, this one's near our naked weekly point of control, so I'm just going to leave the naked weekly point of control on, but that is important in that general vicinity. And then this one's near our naked weekly point of control as well. But this up here, I would say, is one we need to mark out. Okay, those are the only ones I'm going to mark out for now. I mean, there definitely is a lot more, so we do need to pay attention to that. We can do another fib pull from our second pivot of the channel, this last big high down to the lows here. And yeah, okay, so golden pocket right on top of the naked weekly point of control. Let me make sure this is not on fib now because that's definitely smaller. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, even though it's only a 60% move, because this chart is 60% on this altcoin's quite a bit. I'm going to keep it on log scale. Okay, so a couple things here. We have this SFP of the last big daily highs before this mega dump. Those are important. That's important liquidity up there. And it's into a naked weekly point of control. Remember, there was also a naked daily point of control right next to that. There's a golden pocket and there's a daily. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this as a purple box between this area here. So that's between 275.9 to 289.58. Now I'm going to get rid of this just so, well, and then the 786 of that smaller move is within our bigger golden pocket, and we have this liquidity. I know this chart looks messy as heck. So first, let me mark this out. We have up here our 786 into our daily. That is also near the top of the weekly channel. So I did that backwards. 786. Okay, gonna delete that now. I gotta keep it on for just a second longer while I mark out this box. So GP slash 786 slash. Okay, now I can get rid of both those fibs to clean up the chart. And you know what? This box here, I'm going to bring it down to our naked daily point of control as well. Let me do that. And we'll bring it down here. SFP/naked weekly POC. So this here, our last daily high down to our daily low, the local golden pocket on the daily. Look at where it's aligning, right with the top of the daily channel and the midline of the weekly channel. So we have to mark this out. This is more local, but this is important. So daily channel top, weekly midline / GP. We can also do a volume profile pull of the entire price action within the weekly channel, and our value area low back test is right in there as well. So let's go ahead and click on this, and we'll put also value area low back test. So that's actually a really important local. That's our most important local resistance right there, because oftentimes when you lose a big range like this, if you come up and back test it and reject, you'll come lower. That's exactly what's happening with Bitcoin on a smaller range now. And then also look up here, our point of control is in our other box. No coincidence there. Naked weekly POC, and then this is large POC as well. Value area highs near this weekly. That we have to mark out. Okay, now, and then down here, we can just put a box down here. This is going to be channels. We'll make that green for support. Okay, I'm going to now clean this chart up. We're going to turn off everything except for our boxes. And our parallel channels too. I'll leave that one on. No, I'm leaving this on for now. Let's actually zoom out onto our 3-day chart. And then we're going to do from the last low here, this last leg of the impulse up, we're going to do from here to here. Okay, we're at the golden pocket right now. Is it turned on log? Yeah. We're at kind of a support area right now as far as we're hitting the golden pocket area. It was that daily too, but that daily was tapped a couple weeks ago on that flash crash. Here's the thing with this golden pocket though. We already hit into it once and we didn't see much of a bounce from it. So it's more likely to break through this time. So I do think our first level of support is going to be coming down to this box down here. We do have this liquidity. Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay. Let's hide this one for now. It's way too far away. I mean, the 786 is aligning with the bottom of the blue channel here, and it's but we would be breaking our weekly channel. So I'm not even going to, actually, I'll hide that. All right, so those are our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resistance levels to really watch above us. Below us, we do not have much. Let me actually zoom in onto the 4-hour chart. I mean, below us, we have just the SFP of these flash crash lows here. And then if we don't do that, we're coming down to this area here. So the SFP of the flash crash area was 158.52. So like maybe around 158.4, 158. And then if that doesn't work, we're coming down to this box, which is from 134 to 129, I'm going to say. 134 to 129. Very locally. So if we look at just this local range here, value area high is around our channel midline. You know what this looks like to me, though? This looks like a B wave, and then now we're seeing our C wave down. After our impulse, you see an A, B, C correction. Okay, so we'll do our fib pull from those highs down to our current low, or our flash crash low. And the value area high is our golden pocket there. So yes, locally. Now, these are much more local levels, but I'm going to say this golden pocket here into the channel. So we have here, this is a golden pocket, value area high, and then channel midline. It's got to be purple. Yeah, and then the only other golden pocket I would look at is from this high. The last time we touched into the value area high down to our current lows, golden pocket is around that point of control. So now these are very much more local levels, you guys, so be careful on these. I don't know how this coin moves. It doesn't look the most bullish right now, to be honest with you. But none of crypto does, to be fair. So this is POC/GP. But just like everything else that we're losing, the value area low of the range, just like with Bitcoin earlier today, with all these coins, when you lose a value area low, the first resistance is to bearishly backtest that value area low to see if you want to confirm lower. If you reject from it, you'll go make new lows, most likely. And so that is your very, very first level right up here. And honestly, that would be, it's probably a local, very, very local 786. So like from the highs earlier today down to the lows, it's our golden pocket there. So you can see how golden pockets on many, many different time frames just are such good levels. I really love the golden pocket. But yeah, this golden pocket here, let's make sure it's golden pocket. Yeah. Because that's, we don't need to use log scale for that. So that is not on log scale. So that's our very, very first local resistance at 183 to 184.4. But just be aware, guys, because these local levels can get busted through so quick. And if we keep going down, I mean, honestly, the only thing, the SFP at 158 is the only other level I'd be looking along. And then down here at that, what was that? That 134 to 128.8. So that's it for AKT. Honestly, it's looking like it wants to continue down. Okay, next up, XCN. XCN Onyx coin. Okay. Ooh, this actually looks a little bit more bullish, at least there. Wow. What's going on with this one? What, maybe news or something? Let me see if I can find more price action. I like the Coinbase chart better. All right, we'll use Coinbase. I mean, on the weekly, this looks like the third wave impulse, to be honest. You know, we have our possible 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then we would look for a 4, 5, 4, 5 to the upside. So overall on the weekly, this looks bullish, but that's only going to hold up if Bitcoin does. All right, we have this monthly up here. This is the only real resistance that we have up here above us. This is a monthly. And then we'll go back onto our weekly charts. Let's look at the weekly chart. So as far as weekly resistances and supports, weekly here, weekly here. I do see a nice pitchfork possibility. Bear market lows to second one, 2 to low of the 1, 2. Okay, this actually could look real nice. So let's go on to the daily chart and I'll tell you why. Because you can see on the daily chart now, like look at the respect. We didn't spend much time in here, but the little bit of respect in the band area here, rejected from the band here, came down to the bottom, pumped up. The only resistance we found was around this upper band area, then broke above it, back tested it, held the back test, came up, made a lower high, and now we're just doing this here. But this actually looks bullish. This looks like a bull flag, to be honest, which you would expect in a 4-5-4-5. If we still have a 4-5-4-5 to come after that double 1-2. So what I would be looking at here, let's do this. Pull here, and we'll bring it down to our first lows. Okay, so we have this daily descending channel that we're in. We have our weekly, what is that? Pitchfork. Sorry, I had a brain fart. We've got this daily down here. And then to the upside, this daily's been tapped, tapped, tapped. Yeah, tapped, tapped. I mean, no dailies to the upside, so pretty bullish. This daily down here, yeah, tapped. Okay, no dailies around here. Let's go here to the weekly. Okay. I can tell this is going to be in a good spot. It's probably our golden pocket area. Let me get that right. That's today's week, so we're not going to mark that one out. Okay, there we go. Now let's look at our naked daily points of control. Naked daily points of control, and then yeah, just like I thought, no daily levels, so there's no naked dailies either. This is today's, so that's why it's like that. But oh, we did have some naked weekly points of control in there, so that's good. Okay, yeah, this does look kind of bullish though, as far as our larger time frame. Yes, we have been correcting for a couple weeks now, but this is, I just showed you that possible bullish 1-2 on the weekly. And, we have a 1-2, 1-2. This is our big third impulse to the upside. We're correcting in a fourth wave now, which could go on. It should be about the length of this here, which it is getting close to that, maybe another week or so. And then we should see a 4-5, 4-5 to the upside, which could bring us to this monthly or new all-time highs. But this actually looks pretty good here. So let me make this pink now to differentiate. And what I would be doing is pulling the volume profile of all the price action within this channel. Okay, we're losing the value area low, which is to be expected, but our value area high is at our weekly level. So that is important to mark out. Value area high, weekly. And then the value area low is near our naked weekly point of control. Now let's do our Fibonacci pull from the high to the low. And we have to turn that on log scale because that's definitely larger than 100%. Okay, golden pocket is in our naked weekly point of control. Well, wait a second. Actually, hold on. Yeah. Okay, there's that. Let's delete that now. So those are our more macro levels to the upside. I do like, well, no, I don't like that. Let's delete this. Okay, I'm going to zoom in now more locally, and let's look at, I mean, look how corrective this looks. Correction, 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 pump. Correction, 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 pump, It's like this. Corrective, 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 pump. Corrective, 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 pump. Corrective, corrective, pump. So this coin tends to pump and then sell off for a bit, have some accumulation, pump, sell off a bit, have some I would look at this range after this flash crash low, which was the same flash crash low as everyone. And you can see the value area low back test is in this box too. So we'll also add two value area lows there, small range and big range. So that resistance is definitely our resistance above us. Now it does look like just earlier today, we came up to it, kind of back tested that area and saw harsh rejection. So that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. It looks like this coin wants lower, which is expected if we're going to continue our fourth wave correction to the downside for another week or so. It needs another week to cook. Yeah. Now, let me get rid of this. Lows here. Okay. I mean, the SFP of these lows is always something you should be watching. That's what, at 18.2-ish. 18.13. And so that's definitely an area to watch. Always watch SFPs of like flash crashes because there's always liquidity resting below those. But other than that, I would say down, not until down in this area where our larger pitchfork band is and our channel midline here. Those are the only two levels I'd be watching, or like two support areas. Actually, let's take this and bring this up here. Yeah, that's much better pull, but let's make sure this is on that first one. Okay, much better pull. And actually, this is going to go there. Okay, we got this dialed in. So yes, and look at the channel midline now is nice with that pitchfork band back test. So this area is like 16.3 cents. This is going to be a support area. And then PF means pitchfork band. Okay, then the only other thing to do is take our last swing low on the 4-hour to our swing high up here. Ooh, yep. Okay, look at our golden pockets in that area as well. So, I mean, gosh, the such nice alignment already. We already knew that was a key level based off a couple other things, and then look at when you find a golden pocket that aligns with it. I love TA. So that's the local, I mean, two local support levels. The SFP of these lows at 18.13. And then this box here, which is 15.54 to 16.45. Golden pocket channel midline pitchfork band. That's where I think we could end our fourth wave correction. And then start another pump to the upside. Most local resistance to the upside is this box here between 0, 0.2309 to 0.2346. And then you guys can see the other levels up here. There's confluence up there with those, but I would really mainly be focusing on this and this right now, or this, and this. Okay, that's XCN. Hbar. Okay, I did Hbar recently. We finally broke out of that super steep descending channel, but that was to be expected. That was not sustainable to sustain that. Okay, first time when we came down to our box here, we did see the bounce from our box of our local box of support, the SFP into the golden pocket. So we got that bounce, and then we came up to our resistance level, which was the naked daily point of control into the top of, or the back test of the channel. So I'm going to delete these now. So those did work. That's cool. That's good. Good to see TAs being respected. But this bigger, we had a bigger, like kind of parallel but slightly ascending channel in this upper range here on Hbar. And you can see once we lost it, we back tested bearishly and rejected. So unfortunately, that's a little bit bearish on Hbar, that we back tested the naked daily point of control in the top of the channel after losing it and rejected there. So our first support level to the downside, I think I did this after this flash crash. I think I did this one. Yeah, because I made the channel when it was in here. So when the last time I made this coin, we were in this price action somewhere. So it was before we hit into our support. So our support did work because it was before I made that support before we hit into it. I also made that resistance before we hit into it. So Both of them worked. Great. Great to see. So now to the downside, the SFP into our daily and our big 382 here, this box here. And that is from 17,779 to like 16.829. That's our only local support, or really support below us that I'd be interested in other than major stuff. So let's go ahead and let's go on to the daily chart. Actually, let's go on to the weekly for a second. Ooh. Man, how ugly is that? I mean, this area here was clear accumulation, and then we had our expansion out of it. But the thing is, when you see an expansion out of it like this, if we start to correct, usually you can come down to test your other highs, which look at where do we stop on the dump? Guess where? Prior highs. Prior highs flip to support on the dump. So TA is just, if you know what to look for on TA, there's nothing random that ever happens. Prior highs were then respected as support on the dump to the downside. Now, the fact that we got a bounce from our prior highs means that Hedera wants to continue high. It's still wanting to show some strength, but with Bitcoin starting to do its thing and alts really starting to have bearish sentiment, we might still be able to come back down into this box. Actually, I think it's likely that we still come back down into this box, but this box might hold us. Now we can do our Fibonacci pull from the lows to our highs here. And then yeah, based off log scale, because that's definitely more than 100% move. So the next, if we lose this, there's really no support in here. Look at these are straight weekly green impulses. So the next level we could come down to, unfortunately, is our golden pocket and the retest of our value area high of the accumulation range that we broke out of. So really, it's closer to the 0.65. I would mark out, let's do this. Let's go from the 0.65 down to the value area low back test. This area here. I mean, no, we'll include this. We'll include this. So this is val back test. And that's more of a macro GP too, so that's an important GP level. That's 0.09879 to 0.08961. That's what I'm gonna say there. Yeah, let's zoom into the daily and let's look on the daily to see if we have anything. Yeah, I mean, we do have a daily before that. We have this daily has been tapped, but this daily has not. So there is one more daily support level down here before that box, but it's not much to go off of. I mean, if that, let's see, 12 cents, 12.18, you know, that's it really. But I would look for this to hold because our prior highs were there as well. And I'm talking about these highs here in that box. The SFP would be nice at this point, though, because we are coming down. You can see that we really had no bounce. After this crash here, we tried to get back within the channel, couldn't, and now we're dumping. So it's highly likely that we come take these lows. Because this ascending channel on the daily, and it's only a slight ascending channel. It's almost a parallel range, but it's not. It's an ascending channel. And because we couldn't get back within it, we probably come down to SFP, or we could, the only local hope, let's go onto like the 2-hour chart and let's look at this. I mean, it looks like we're below our, let's make sure we're off log scale. And let's look at our 886. Have we hit the 886 yet? No, it doesn't look like we've hit the 886. But it's already past the 786. Yeah. So unfortunately, I do think we're coming down to this box. You know, the 17.9 to like 17. and just a bit below that actually, because our 382 is just a bit below that. But that's the general area. This area, 17.9 to 17. Really 18, because it's 17.974. So I'd say 18 to 17 cents is our first level of support. Now to the upside, of course, we can do the volume profile pull of this smaller range here. And yes, below value area low, which all these coins we're starting to see a trend where below value area low. Not good. But we can do our fib pull from high to low here. And let's look at our golden pocket, which is going to be in alignment with the value area high. Yep. This here, and it's around the bearish backtest of our, what is that? Our channel. So this area here is our resistance. Value area high, golden pocket. Also, we have an SFP into that area. The last time we hit into the value area high, check this out right here, SFP into that area. So this is a really good resistance locally. That box is between 24.9 cents and 25.2 cents. 25.2. Yeah, that's our first major level of resistance. So because it's resistance, it needs to be purple. Nope. 786 is at the POC, but yeah. So 786 POC is, but if we get back into this value area, so here's the thing, guys. When you're trading in a value area for a bit, you lose the value area. What you tend to do is you tend to come back up to either bearishly backtest it and reject, or you come back up, reclaim it. If you reclaim it, you pump to the point of control, and either the point of control will act and reject you there, or you'll chop around the point of control for a bit and then flip it and continue to value area high, which is our other box of resistance. So because this point of control is an important point of control and it does have 786 confluence, I would be paying attention to it. Now, I'm not going to mark it as a box, but at 23 cents, we have our 786 and our point of control. That is going to be a smaller resistance area. I like this area better, and I do think that if we get back in the value area, there's a high probability we could move to the value area high. But until we break this is a local resistance. Let's turn this on. Naked daily points of control. Okay, and look at, even in this purple box, we have a naked daily point of control up here too. So this purple box up here is fire. 24.8 to like 25.2 is very strong up there. Oh, and then look at, just so happens our other boxes have naked daily points of control as well. How crazy is TA? Well, this one's a little bit higher, but actually this makes this box a little bit better because that box was kind of shallow anyway. Here we go, naked daily point of control. Yeah. Let's go here to our weeklies. Yeah, and the weeklies are already marked out. And we have this one up here. I haven't marked it out, but it's because we have a lot of resistance to get through before that. So, okay, that's it, guys. I would say, now let me zoom back in onto the 4-hour chart and we can get a better look at this. So, lost our big range up here. We can do a volume profile right before the dump all the way to the highs here. right before, after the highs. And yeah, I mean, this prior range, we have this point of control here. This is a naked daily point of control and point of control. Okay, so I already had that marked out. Up here is a very, very strong resistance. Let me get rid of this golden pocket just to clean up the chart. SFP, golden pocket, daily, naked weekly point of control, channel midline. I mean, this area. So I'll go through the numbers now. Our very first local resistance to the upside, of course, the value area low back test at 21.5. But I'm not even going to mark that out. And then also I'm not going to mark this out, but 23 cents is also our local 786 and POC of our smaller 17-day range. But our first real area where I'm going to put a box here is this area here. It is our value area high, golden pocket. Let me get rid of this golden pocket to clean up the chart, and a swing failure pattern up here, and a naked daily point of control. So there's a lot. That's our first one, and that's from 24.9 to 25.2. That's the first area you really should watch for a rejection. If we're going to get back into this value area, that's the rejection area. The daily, I mean, we do have this daily up here near these highs, but I would say that's not too much else up there. This naked daily point of control and point of control is much better up here. I believe that's around our golden pocket. Golden pocket, let's set it to log scale. Yes, and it's our golden pocket there. So we have to mark that out too. So that is the strongest level so far because it's the big range point of control and our big golden pocket. So our strongest resistance, if we get above, is this box here between 29.3, I'm going to say, to 29.9. I'm just rounding. You can see the numbers here, 29.282, 29.845. Okay, that's our biggest resistance. And then let me turn these off because they're annoying. Okay, and then up here above that, we have our SFP, golden pocket, daily, naked weekly point of control, channel midline, and that is between 31.6 and 32.4. And then above that is between 33 and 33.2 to 33.3 really is this daily and naked weekly point of control up here. But I wouldn't even worry about these two up here until we pass this one and then even this one down here. Those are both strong resistances. To the downside, the SFP of the lows into this box here, 17.8, I'm going to say, to 16.8. And then below that, unfortunately, it's this box down here between 0.098 cents and 0.89 cents, 8961. Okay, that's it for Hbar. Let me go real quick into Bitcoin. We're going to see what it's doing. Yeah, guys, not looking the best here. Let's go. Broke the channel down. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Losing not only the value area low, but breaking our channel down. I just didn't feel the strength on this last ascending channel here. It sucks, but I think Bitcoin's going to keep dumping, and I think alts are going to keep dumping with it. We got to watch 92.5 for Bitcoin. And if 92.5 doesn't work, we're going to SFP 91K. Dang. Okay. You know what? I'm going to my stop loss is already protected. But also, guys, let me say this. Also, that's why you take profit at local resistance. I took profit right in this area here because it was the back test of our value area low and our pitchfork midline was there. Now we can come down. Let's go ahead and zoom out onto the 2-hour chart. I do think we can come down to the value area low, 92.7, but on Coinbase it's 92.5, which aligns with the bottom of this pitchfork band better. Yeah, Not looking good. Not looking good. Let me check Solana real quick. Ouch. The only hope for Solana right now, this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Because an inverse head and shoulder is a bottom reversal pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, break up a little bit, maybe. But even if we break the head and shoulders up, the measured move is only going to be our wave 4 target. And then we still have another 4-5 to the downside in our double 1-2 impulse. So that's about our neckline, and we put it up here. About here. Yeah, and that brings us pretty much to the back test of the value area low and the top of the pitchfork band. So that's exactly actually where I was looking for the rejection for our 4-5. And what I'm talking about here, let's go on to the 2-hour chart. I showed this in yesterday's video. But as far as Elliott impulses go, after this push up, this correction up, we've had this one to the downside, 2, 1, 2. So that's a double 1-2. Your third wave comes down. Now we hit our third wave target to the dollar. Then you want to see a 4-5, a fourth wave correction, a new 5 low, a new 4, and then a new 5 low. So 2 1-2s, that means you have 2 4-5s. But we hit the 1.618 fib target at $161, pretty much perfect of this third wave down here. And so I was expecting a bigger bounce than just this. Hopefully this is an inverse head and shoulders and we get a move back up a little bit more at least. Anyways, that's what I'm looking at. I mean, everything looks bearish right now. Link, I do think Link is going to come down. See, we didn't even get much of a bounce from our support level. So I talked about this in earlier today's video. It was the SFP of the lows here. We got that, but now I'm going to delete the SFP because the SFP's already been SFP'd. And I'll leave this box on for now just in case we decide to kind of grind sideways here and then move up. But I do think 16 cents, the SFP of the flash crash lows, is our next level of support we're watching. And then $15. This is what I've been waiting for months, 2 months. Look at our money flow coming out aggressively on the 2-hour. I think we're coming down on everything. I warned about this. Last week I made a video about the top being near, and everyone, all my friends anyways, my real life friends were saying, man, you really think that's true? What the heck? You no way, no way. I said, I'm just looking at the technicals, guys. No emotion, just technicals. All right. Have a good night, everybody.